ndiko breaking abone basheje abakuru no mu breaking atamia pachoka atamia be creative anye nakuba hapa ya wao kakoza ba empire be the empire eka uroha jisi betwa baba minani Kajabi aleta choka kasuka Muhammad manager IBRA champion 1990 what?
Testing champion microphone, testing sound.
Champion 1996.
The final is starting in just about 5 minutes. This one is a curtain raiser to the final. Rest one between the first chairman of the Pole Association of Uganda, the gentleman that founded the sport of pole in the country of Uganda in the year 1986. Also the guy that coached Uganda's national team when it won the All Africa Pole Championships in 2016, Bob Minani. Yes, he's probably in his 60s, but can still put a ball. He's also Uganda's first ever national champion. That gentleman you're looking at drawing the white ball backward. Yes, he's playing against the guest of honor. He's one of the leading figures in Uganda's security. In the Uganda People's Defense Forces, he's called Colonel James Kasole. After this match, after this friendly match, rest one, then we shall have our final. It's going to be played between Ibrahim SEJJEMBA and Kenneth ODONGO. That one is going to be a longer race to 9. And once the players come in for the main match, it is going to be both on Facebook and YouTube. That is Break and Finish Live Facebook, as well as Break and Finish Live YouTube. For now, enjoy the curtain raiser to the final between legendary Bob Minani. I really feel proud streaming a frame in which he is involved, the giant of the Ugandan pole. That gentleman playing right now well into his 60s, but yes, he can still put a ball. He's playing against Colonel James Kasole, one of the leaders in the region in terms of security. A colonel in the Uganda People's Defense Force, who is also the guest of honor today.
Yes, I found out. Wanji afanya alikomo dichi wamesanya kwa puru odi 10 ni odi 9 1.4 katu. They are playing race to 1. Yes. Pilot. And shot confirmed from the umpire. When it happened, it's called a chop over. So that's the number. The camera opening our finals but closing. Now for that way. Akutera mwiwe akakora chinana na mushanje nafunze njeru
chinana na mushanje abato bari bazari nani wonse
once a senior remain a senior. We are happy and glad that we watched this gentleman play. Praising our homeland cleaners Mayaha. I want to know UBD 0447 and our brokings. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. It's now or never. They are competing for 2 billion Ugandan shilling. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Odongo Kenneth. Odongo Kenneth, all from Gulu versus one of the finest Uganda's decider, most silent killer, hitman, the hitman, once the African champion. Ladies and gentlemen, first ever winner African champion. Let's gather hands and welcome one and every SEJJEMBA IBRA, the killer. The killer, aka the killer, special with us. Let's give space to these players. Please, they need to enter this place. Please, now it's quite simple. Ibranga Baja, it's simple. Our Hassan and Sons Electronic Center. One or down to Baspaka Bayaha. Yes, home like cleaners now Bayaha. And it's okay, Yaman Ambrose. So Dara word space happens and you might tell. Chola Jatua be a fire. Those people that were not here yesterday, Yaman, they need to get to know what these players. I know. We are not typing them. We are not typing them. We are not putting them up. They deserve where they're supposed to be. It's here. One of the most displayed players in this country. Majority has fair witness. That is one of the most displayed players. One of the most displayed players that we have in this country. Yeah. Hey, Odongo Kenneth has a nickname, aka Rengeza. Let me invite Chove to give us a record and some of the highlights of this boy as we're waiting for one and every. Ajamwogera ko gayingira. Bona magambe ho. Hey, all right. Before we start, IBRA Kenneth Odongo is on the age now 24. Yes, born and bred in Gulu, Northern Uganda. Mwaka gwali gwa 2017 ya qualifying mu National Open empaka z'emmotoka omulundi ogwasooka erugogo ne yeewuunyisa buli omu yenna yenna bwe yazannya n'atuuka ku semi-finals ng'alina emyaka 18 gyokka. Sorry, okay, because of camera crew. This gentleman that year 2017, actually he's the one that was beaten by Bosinje William in the semi-finals, National Open 2017. Our own William of Fruit. Our own William born here. William made a one tournament at Zanya. Kuvolo Kenneth Odongo Tazanga Maviga, Yasigala Azanya tournaments in Gulu, Azanya tournaments in Kampala. Up to 2022, after COVID, Bayagamba, enough is enough. He won 9 tournaments in a row in Gulu, then came to Kampala and won one of the PAU tournaments. The one which is happening in Fort Porto next week, Grand Open, he won it in 2022. Then he got called up to the national team
By 2023, he was a member of the national team and was the age of 22. He won the under 23 championships for the World Holy Cup Championships in South Africa that year. Holy Cup is one of the biggest pool tournaments in the world. Under 23, he's the defending champion, but cannot play under 23 again because he's now more than 23 years old. Right now, he's a player with Upper Volta Pool Club in Kasuri. That is Kenneth Odongo. On the other hand, his opponent, SEJJEMBA IBRA, one of Uganda's best ever players, also one of the best players today on the African continent. He's in Uganda right now, ranked number 3, but has been number 1 and has been number 2 before. He holds the record for the first Ugandan ever to win a tournament, an international tournament. That is, it was called the Matthew Ngulube Championship, Zambia 2019, winning 100,000 kwacha after beating all of the best players in Africa. Then 2023, Yadamana Wangula in Pakinda in Nene, same, equally big. It is called the Grand Mchana Open Championship. The same tournament Caesar won last year. IBRA was defending champion. That one was Nairobi. Also, all of Africa's best players were Nabalimo. He beat them all and won $5,000 US. That is just around 18 million shillings from playing pool. He has won so many tournaments for PAO and for the clubs he has been playing for, and also a member of the Uganda national pool team, the Pool Prince. How old is IBRA? IBRA is 24. Is he married? He will tell you.
Thank you, Tove. We are now on our request that we are starting our game, and we said it is live. We're requesting Paulo Msoke to introduce us and start our game. Let's have a photo moment. Guys, photo moment. And I request that Msoke Pass takes over and introduces.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Prince and the extra material. Manya mtibwa Msoke Pass abali live kumpewo ezali TV era batubaniriza. Let TV ereko mu kutogwa Star Times channel 236 ateka kusukutulu ku channel 59 waine esimu yo teka ku kigambo lettv.com oja kutufuna bulungi nnyo kwetulya osobola tulabira live kati omukolo gulu live bulungi. Nja kwebaza Paulo Gamespa asobodde okuleta TV wano live. Omusaba omuzannyo gwa pool okimanyi twatugeza okupushinga wano Prince okimanyi ex-rubber ne mukulu muli atikaga Henry Sako ne director Kenneth owa Paradise ndoze katayita Paradise. So basi wale banyaba ojja balekera omukulu Prince ne ex-rubber basolo bongerayo nenga kano mugenyo omukulu w'ekitiibwa Kasule tweyazirike mwewala okujja omukolo guno n'abagenyi bose nabo kwesa ekitiibwa ekyo kyanjawulo. Abasinga tukyanyamba kye nze nakulera nga bwena ba uniform nga nduka buddusi so kati ngeni muze kati bwena uniform kati muli mikwano kyange kati ewe ndaba uniform awo nduka buddusi so mutukoze bulungi amagye kati gali free bantu bafura tuli nabo ekyo kyanjawulo. Kyokubiri wali ku live ku TV twagala kutegeeza ti sports waffe nkola ne Dungo Mike tubawo ssaawa 6 mpaka 7 Monday to Friday. So kati gweteka kukulusa Dungo Mike ne Msoke Pass otufune bulungi nnyo Connect TV. N'olwekyo tugenda balekera wano live tuli ku finals. Omukulu ate ndabyeko mugwala bwalina kiranga Jemba ne omukulu bebale nyo balendera mukulu IBRA agambye ku luno ekiraba kiwangula ne katulinde. IBRA mnatenga SEJJEMBA yesede kila ne mugwala gwange mnatenga yitibwa Odongo atulinde buli tule finals natambula sitya. Naye nga mwena abali eyo tubagalisa finals ennungi Msoke Pass tubagala nnyo kuru yonna eya sports Dungo Mike Msoke Pass tubagala nnyo kimuli eyo tuva Connect TV katubeereze mu finals.
Thank you. Ebigambo bitamba bitono. Leka tujjeko maiki tulabe poolu. Leka tulabe poolu teri kwekwasa. Mike tuzijjeko. Let's enjoy the game. Race to 9. Race to 9. Awangula wanafuna milioni 2 mu cash. 2M. 2M mu poolu.
Prince.
The racing tonight, and the game is 1 hour, strictly 1 hour and 35 minutes. 1 hour and 35 minutes. That means they will end at exactly 10:58.
Bannange bitacho bali wano talina kyakunywa. Wina mukwano gwo kawezi walize ekimanyi asobola okubikolera. Musajja tumumule. Kandi bantu mwe nyongera kubagamba nabo ndakaye bwangu aba Woodfix. Noyende entebe noyenda kaboti. Dan Woodfix aliyo muzimbe naba Hassan and Sons Electronics. They love pool, they support pool and home light cleaners over here. So amazing.
Ekanda bihakarangaka kabasakwa kukaba akamuhero. Nana bazire mutwine bato. Taro futa shaitano zonyine sharp. Mama shazinga itano kale
na abatire transport genuine iwenywa na transport genuine
more fire
kandi takaye kwa kubatukura ebyo kunywa twenda baliyomu mukitabera kama mamayo
confirm 2 players are playing immediately after this game, and that is none other than Kenneth aka Creep Water will be playing more fire all from Zimbabwe. Zambia, they are playing Rest to 13. Mafia, Zimbabwean, the Zimbabwean. Zambia, Chome Yangame Wandi Mukofa, but it's likely going to be around 1 million. Mama, yeah, it is going to be a good game to watch.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't forget that Stewart is in the building. Stewart. Akatandika ngata kumanya kuko katu wamzana. Okakasamba ine choma. Oyino muze gukwatira abarema. No muzana? Aise. No muzana. Aha.
Dear viewers, confirm if audio can reach you. Once again, kindly confirm if audio can reach you. Dear viewers, in the comment section, please confirm if this audio can reach you. Once again, in the comment section, confirm if audio can reach you.
Odongo Kenneth near rest tonight. Kajambia nete minusu. Alideva mwichenge socks za black. Koka ina nyashi. So wano omwenda na wasa kupichera. Zaka sente kachebu no. Connection fee. Abo kwenda kutegeka. Umana ni mteka mtatu kutegeka. Niza kuiza shamkana.
Thank you. Now we have a fully packed arena that is called
one of the biggest players in
All Games Bar. About 297 kilometers west of Kampala, the capital city of Uganda. Men and women, boys and girls, people of all classes watching two young men just around exactly the same age of 24. Kenneth Odongo and Ibrahim SEJJEMBA are the two protagonists in the final of a tournament that is dubbed the Ankole Pool Association Grand Open Championship that is happening today, the Sunday, 23rd of February 2025. Once again, here at All Games Bar in Mbarara. To present you this action in video and audio, my name is Peter Chobe. Welcome to the stream. Kindly share it. If you are watching on Facebook, let it spread like a wildfire. For now, for this moment, the biggest match on the African continent, and the due respect to other matches, this one has been a two-day comp and with 100 players in participation. Ibrahim SEJJEMBA, in my opinion, starts as a slight favorite against Kenneth Odongo for the money, for the trophy, for the chance to be called the winner of this tournament, which will be happening once every year, and it's in its first edition. The other bit of news is that to have this tournament to this success, Special thanks to the Pool Association of Uganda for postponing all matches in the Uganda Pool League that were supposed to be happening this weekend, simply to have this tournament undisturbed. And clearly, the vibe at the venue is absolutely very high. Everybody is in high spirits. And yes, we have a guest of honor who is a member of the Uganda People's Defence Force, one of the leading figures in security in the region. He's a colonel in the APDF. He's called Colonel James Kasule, and he has come with 4 high-ranking officials of the APDF, and there is lots of security here at the venue, in and around the venue, by the way. Since these guys are loved in the area, the public are more than comfortable having them around. Yes, it's also a galaxy of Ugandan pool playing stars, most especially male category. All of those that were beaten today and yesterday have had the courtesy to stay around, watch the action, enjoy it up to the close of the tournament, which is the end of the final itself. The other bit of news is that this one is not going to be the last match that I am streaming today. There is a money match that has been confirmed between Caleb Mahire and Moses Mofia, Uganda versus Zambia. I think that one will be raised to 13 only, and for $300 for the winner. Once again, this match is being streamed on 2 platforms, that is Break and Finish Live Facebook, as well as Break and Finish Live YouTube. Feel free to serve yourself by watching on a platform of your preference. Ibrahim SEJJEMBA 1 and Kenneth Odongo 0, rest to 9. Live commentary resuming shortly.
Nabura na sponsor kona kuri mene nguru munteke mwisiri kore teke mwisiri teke jabana uriya mwana asubira siza nasho batere mfeni tabunda wa nubenda service kono yishtabi ajiro mushayisha kudu.
And of the 2 players, this guy that is king right now, Ibrahim SEJJEMBA, is way more experienced, though they are just around the same age, has also achieved way more. And of all his achievements, the ones which stand out the most are the 2 international competitions that he won on Zambian and Kenyan soil respectively. Never will it be forgotten that he became the first Ugandan to win a big African international competition, the 2019 Matthew Ngulube Championship, in which he defeated Zambia's Victor Sinyinza in the final of the 128-player competition. Then in 2023, just 4 years later, he won the first edition of the Grand Mchana Open Championship. In that one, he defeated Tanzania's Saif Hamad in that memorable final. Outside of that, he has a number of tournaments, one for himself as an individual, tournaments of the Pool Association of Uganda, privately organized tournaments like this one, money matches, as well as team events. Not to mention the 2 Pool Association of Uganda tournaments, the 2018 Christmas Cup Championship, as well as 2022 King of the Table Championship. Those by PAU, the Pool Association of Uganda. 3 league titles with 3 different clubs for which he has been representing the last 3 years out. That is Capital Night Pool Club, Mbali Pool Club, as well as Ntinda Giants Pool Club. Not to mention double elimination tournaments back-to-back at Upper Volta 2020 as well as 2021. Also the back-to-back double elimination competition that is normally organized at Amigos in Kansanga, Boise Open, Urban Arcade Open, Masaka beginning of their championship, amongst several others. He is the captain of Roxbury Polo Club in the Ugandan Pool League in Chiwanga, the team that is leading the league tables today. He's also the top scorer of that very team. He also plays for the Uganda national team, the Pool Cranes, and of course normally is positioned to play frame number 25. If Uganda has that one frame the nation wants to play, try and win on the pool table, normally this is the guy that is lined up to play. He may or may not be the best player in the country, but he's one of the most dependable, and that is the case as well for all the league clubs for which he has been representing. His opponent, Kenneth Odongo, is now a player with the Upper Volta Polo Club in the town of Kasuri, also in the Ugandan Pro League, became renowned in the year 2017, just around 7.5 years ago, when as a very young teenager qualified for the very first time for Uganda's car competition, the Nile Special National Open Championship, qualifying from the northern town of Gulu into the grand final, where he surprised everybody, including himself, amongst all of Uganda's best players. He came a very respectable fourth. Since then, he has never ever looked back, winning comp after comp after comp, most especially those that have been organized in the northern city of Gulu, to the effect that in the year 2022, he moved from Gulu to Kampala to participate in the tournament of the Pool Association of Uganda that is called the Grand Open Championship, normally the first tournament of the year. He did win it after beating Ibrahim Kayanja in the final, and has never ever looked back since then. It is a performance that earned him a call up to the Uganda national pool team for the very first time, and he moved out of the country for the first time to participate as a Ugandan international in 2023 at the Holy Cup Championships, one of the biggest pool tournaments in the world, especially in terms of the number of countries that participate. There are players from the national teams of Uganda, South Africa, Australia, the United States, Zimbabwe, Zambia, the United Kingdom, amongst others, and there were lots of categories: the seniors, the masters, the juniors, team event, players with disabilities, also the underage group. He was 22 in 2023 and won the under 23 category in the Holy Cup Championships in South Africa, an event that came for him with 1,500 US dollars. Since then, he came back to Kampala after realizing how far talent can take him. He decided, together with his management team, to move from the northern city of Gulu, become a resident in the city of Kampala, taking inspiration from his friend and almost brother Caesar Chandiga, to become resident in Kampala, to further his pool playing career, to get chance to participate in tournaments like this, to get chance to play in finals like this, to take on opponents like IBRA, try and beat them at their own game. This one is dream territory for Kenneth Odongo. He has won a few competitions beside the Grand Open Championship. The last tournament that he won, in my memory, is just about 4 months ago, maybe 5, around September last year. Actually, October last year, when he won a monthly comp that was organized at Amigos in Kampala. I do remember Kenneth Odongo defeating Hazard in the final. He has also reached so many semi-finals and finals before and after then, and he has been losing all of them, but his performance has been, in my opinion, generally consistently good. This one will be one of his better career performances if he can take down Ibrahim SEJJEMBA. That will not come easy. IBRA leads 2-0 and is playing to make it 3. By the way, this match is also being streamed on live television as IBRA narrowly fouls. Chance for Kenneth Odongo to win a first. In my opinion, if he wins it, Kenneth Odongo this ongoing frame, not just for the numbers, to have the number 1 on the scoreboard where the red scores for himself are so far having the big 0 on it, but to inspire the confidence he will need for the next 1 hour or so to win one of the most important competitions that he will be winning, most especially if he can beat one of Africa's best players, IBRA, in this final. By the way, they are a little bit similar, these guys. They are very reserved fellas in real life. They rarely talk. Sometimes I make it hard for them. When I find them, I make sure that I disturb them until they talk, but they say 1, 2, 3 words, then they many times just want to remain in solitude or to be with only very close friends. Then you can see them smiling and laughing, but not one of those, not those very social guys. For Odong, when he takes a beer or two, then you can see the happy side of Odong. Ibra can also mean to be happy, by the way, especially when he's with very close peers with whom he's very used. Outside of that, he's a guy that likes to be very calm and very reserved in real life. But both of them talk very loudly using the acoustics. That is the only way. They don't know how to talk. That is exactly what Kenneth Odong is trying to do here. And yes, to reach this level, both players did outclass very formidable opponents in the semi-finals. A very unexpected but a very worthy 7-2 victory for Kenneth Odong versus Joseph Kasozi in the semi-final. An even bigger humiliation in the first semi-final between IBRA and Dembaba. That one ended 7-0. Dembaba losing to IBRA. And yes, before this match, there has been a third place match between the two losing semi-finals. That is Joseph Kasozi and Dembaba Racing to 5. That match has been won by Dembaba. Kasozi has officially come fourth. Dembaba third. IBRA and Odong will take positions number 1 and 2 in whatever the order, depending on the outcome of this match. Odong with straight white compared to the position of the black and the corner pocket diagonally top left of your screen. I don't know why he's feeling a little bit of pressure. Of course, on a normal training routine, he can pot this ball even with his eyes closed, but this is not a normal training routine. It is a final with lots of pressure to contend with, and yes, the pressure catches up with him. Frame number 3 is being taken as well by IBRA, just like the first two. IBRA 3, Odong 0. How are you, Moses?
I'm fine, Chobe.
Today you seem to be very geared up for this final. You normally sit near the table to watch the game. Is it because it is IBRA versus Odong? Why this time you are so interested in watching at a very close distance?
No. Okay, of course, for me, I love pool and I love watching good pool. So all of them, they're shooters, and I love to see them always executing their skills. And I love to see them playing. That's why I'm here.
Now, as Kenneth Odong gets a first time out after losing 3 frames, the first ones, it is normally very difficult to beat IBRA when he leads, most especially early in the match. Do you think Odong stands a real meaningful chance of winning this match?
The truth is, Peter, all of them, they were playing today, and if I see the tournament favorite from my side, if I can say it's IBRA SEJJEMBA compared to Odong, because if I see how Odong is playing right now, it's kind of nervous and kind of have some pressure, you understand? So, all in all, I can say IBRA is most likely.
Lastly, do you think IBRA is favorite because he's the better player, or you think he's favorite because he's leading 3-0?
Yeah, no, he's favorite because he has been playing so well. Yeah, well, he has been playing so well. Since yesterday and today he has been playing so well. So I just give him that credit.
Yes, that is Moses Omara, one of the players in the tournament who was beaten in the first round by Caleb Mohere. Commentary will resume with the resumption of the match. For now, let us continue in the chat section.
Kakoza is the most what specialized on the hapa as one over here. Is this the what? Of course, now coming simple. Kakoza no manya, but she may be fire. They got to look at your killer. You can't say that killer won't be the killer. The killer. You were judged. Look at the killer. After the first, abantu banyagala tulina kahehe IBRA yaya n'atomusabo oli yaya dize toka musare presa ebine yemusaro Manchester bakacha penalty Arsenal yamurema bangiseho kukumba Kokamedi bana yefedi Wanji Asa chumba inorwayo Simanya borgale kanyoine sapura kabele dikai Namurti Oinorwayi Yes, Simon. Why did you go? That's also Fumba. Never know your breakfast. I can't take it. Coin is a Fumba. Coin is a look. They can't take it. IBRA SEJJEMBA 3 ODONGO 0 Ekati jamu kakamu tuzade puru kandi pamene kwa Stand chirete kurganyi mwaze tuine bichwe turije baba tugambire mutune security ekatube abantu bokonadiza n'abashaba ekatube abantu bokonadiza Wanji Mwenda amarwa ganyu vibe kanichi kale ebyo kunywa byanyu nebia mwemwe numuza kunywa esete bazimpa numuza kakasa amwe chintiro mtaumo Nigenda kuwereka ngino mururu Nenchi bahamisa yebaragansa byona birinko kubagaragansa mazima Director Paul Sejje basabire yawe kokande bati yava muzika Yochi kumanya abanyakore numwenda kwetike mwezande saida numwenda bitureho Odongo, you only have 60 seconds. Let's report on the table and we play. Odongo, time is up. You only you are na recording and steward yakora okare. DJ Ambrosi yakora hemero nebere izoba. Danny would fix Yanko. Hassan and San Ziva. Hassan and Kohana. Ona want to wait to Jeremawasi. Aish. Prince, Mansabo, Eva Kolongoreke. Nisha Kamat. Ninyana Dan would fix at Korea what will be. Isha. Isha. Is that question or recession or a Syria? Woman like that, Dan would fix to Korea when you want to know. Everyone to your Korea in time. As I have a Sahaza, you don't have to go over your mom today. Sima, Dan would fix to Korea. You know, Papa to Korea. Over your wing to be cool, better. Dan would just. Okunokusinga yokuza ebitanda birungi cupboard zinungi yes furniture yona basima beraho abantu bakwere yakora umushaho oti no mpachi nenyenda tona twere mu njere yakwenda ayo mugatonda wanjye ine bando yakutandika nani yatandika yakonjera nani yanyongera yongera mwe manyemba ngenane wundi fixi kare tekata kursa echezema senta chinaki amrozi yakoze leo it is okay it's fine hasa na sasa yakoze leo sasa wa amrozi tukombi amrozi dr mwana mwende wa wanti deka wewe comments hasa na sasa yanyika nanyongera baba nabagambire baba yesu azagura motoka abazani yanga kakashitame nimbika hii umuzo yo misho azagura motoka bomwe yakagwamba manska garike kama sembereho katunda wange nanye Felix kamuherezeho baba kasikasi baterera wangaza hasa na Musanze Electronic Center waro taumba spark. Mimanya Jose, one of the directors, Abdul Marra, na waliyo msimbe.
Meanwhile, more a little bit of news, friends watching, most especially from the country of Zambia. One of your own, Moses Mafia, is going to be having a money match right after this final. He's going to play with Caleb Mahira, wrestling to 13 for $300 US. That will be happening immediately after this match. The stream will be one only on YouTube. If I'm strong enough, even after this final, I will be doing commentary on it. If I'm too exhausted, then I will not be doing commentary. Also, more action coming up next weekend. The Pool Association of Uganda Grand Open Championship in the district of Fort Portal, which is close to 400 kilometers midwest of Kampala. Actually, some of these players will be staying here in Mbarara for about 4 or 5 days. Then we'll be proceeding to Fort Portal for the next big comp that is happening right next weekend, exactly 5 days from now, next Saturday. And then the following weekend, that is on Women's Day, 8th of March, the ladies shall have their own comp of the Pool Association of Uganda. It is called the Pool Queen Championship. That is for ladies only. Yes, it will be happening in the northern district of Kitgum. Expectation of another weekly comp this week it is called the Garuga Open, just around the area of Entebbe, near Uganda's International Airport. That one should be happening on Thursday this coming week. But before then, expectation of a hay ball weekly comp, that's as it is normally the case on Wednesdays. Action, pan action, pan action. And as I continue streaming those games, as long as you keep watching them, is numbers as much as you're doing. My commitment to you, my pledge to you is that those videos, those matches, those live streams will keep coming and coming and coming. I want to pass a vote of thanks to all of you that have been watching these matches for the duration of this weekend since yesterday around early afternoon hours, at around noon yesterday when the first match was played. The first live stream I remember was between Moses Mafia and Chris Rochelle, the match in which Mafia was shocked out of the first round. It was the first of a number of early casualties. Many big name players have not gone far in this competition. So many of them were beaten yesterday, many of them were beaten early today. And while these two that are playing right now are big players, maybe not many of them will many of you will be expecting Kenneth Odongo in the final at the expense of other more fancied players, the Hazards of this world, the Caesars, the Kasozis, amongst others. However, he could win a first frame of the match here. He has one roll of the red ball to do to the corner pocket on the top right. I believe he will be playing it with very slight backspin, drawing the white ball slightly backwards, wanting to put black to the center pocket on the left. Has to be fast on target, slight backwards movement of the black ball. And I'm realizing he has a good share of the fans in the arena as he is about to win a first one for himself in the match. He aims and shoots and puts. Kenneth Odongo 1, Ibrahim SEJJEMBA 3, rest to 9. Final.
Odongo na team. Odongo na team. Odongo na team. Mazima.
Someone is asking on Facebook who is playing who against. Who is playing against who again after this final? There has been reception of stake $300 from Dog City, also $300 from Caleb Muhire, and the same money from Moses Mafia. Those two are going to be racing to the team right after this final. So you may need to keep me some company after this one. The tournament is ending with the end of this match, but there will be some action right after the final. And maybe a neutral will be wanting Kenneth Odongo to win this frame number 5, which will be a final once again, which will be open. And according to how good he has been queuing, maybe this one will be a second in a row for him, and also a second he will be winning in a row and with one visit of the table. Maybe the timeout was very, very effective for him, because after timeout with timing, it looks like a very, very, very rejuvenated Kenneth Odongo. And if you can just look at his face, I don't know if the camera can zoom in for you. When he's queuing, he wears a very, very, very serious face. Both of these players are already in the money, but this guy seems he simply wants to beat IBRA. I don't remember Kenneth Odongo ever beating IBRA. This match provides most probably a first chance for him to get victory over the little magician. I don't know what he's discussing with the umpire.
Odongo na team. Odongo na team.
The request from Kenneth Odongo to the umpire was that Mr. Umpire, sir, please keep stationed at one place and observe the match, because he says that every time the umpire keeps moving, then there is a way it affects Kenneth Odongo psychologically, aiming and looking at someone moving in front of him. And the umpire, despite being the boss of the match, has obliged, as Kenneth Odongo has sunk in the second black. of the evening. He is down, but with only one frame. It is 3-2. Every time you see him interacting with the crowd, Odongo, he is receiving money. When you see him moving across the camera, interacting with the crowd, it is money extending hands.
Baba, yes, sir. Basanye begamanyi. Bona bagawaku. Basanye. Na yeze chimani na Ibra inaba wakisi. Ibra na chi. Ibra na chi. Ibra na chi.
So guys that may be watching these games for the very first time, in Uganda, pool is a fun game. I wish you were here to see the crowd. There is nowhere to sit and watch. There is also nowhere to watch while standing. If you are in and around the town of Mbarara and you are planning to come to the venue to watch the last bits of the final, please stay at home and watch online. The venue is more than full to capacity.
Paulo abantu bajango twose tuna mezo wa mukaka urubamgago rukarakaho apaya kusafana after fourth tukono tournament yaba Arsenal na Man U tujiko Arsenal versus Man U mwita kuregisteringa abazanya
Ibra needs all of his calm demeanor, because while he started the much stronger player, winning very deserving 3 frames at the start of the match, Kenneth Odongo was so quick to realize that he needed time out, and with the time in, he has responded with 2 clearances of his own.
By extra material.
And while many of the fans who are Odongo's fans at the venue and maybe online are starting to get excited of what could be maybe Kenneth Odongo coming from behind to win, Ibra just produces a shot that reminds them of his sheer class. And yes, Kenneth Odongo was managed by, I think he still is, but last time I learned was under the Dice Lounge management. Ibra is under Roxbury management. Roxbury is not only a management team, it's also a club in the Ugandan Pro League. They are the club that are leading the table standings right now, and he is team captain.
Yes,
also the lead member, the lead player in the Roxbury management team. By the way, one thing I know, Ibra does not know how to play against the crowd. Hear them, listen out to them. Every time that, in my memory, that a big crowd is supporting against Ibra, there is a way they affect his performance. Those of you who have been following these matches for a long time, if you remember the money match he played against Zimbabwe's Timothy Onida Sakala in Bulawayo last year, before the Queen Sports Club W Nation Comp, it was the rest to 15 and Ibra led 12-4. Then the fans of Sakala started shouting and shouting and shouting. He doesn't like that. He lost the match. And before I forget, this year will be the 3rd edition of that very competition, the one in which Uganda's Caesar is defending champion. It will be happening from the 11th up to 14th of April this year at Queen Sports Club, Bulawayo, Zimbabwe. All of Africa's players are expected to be in participation in men's and ladies categories respectively. Zambia's Juju Juliet as well as Uganda's Caesar Chandiga are defending champions in men's and ladies category respectively. And besides Francis Mukaku and Proper Platinums, I myself will be present at the venue to bring to you the action on these very platforms where you are watching this final from the first round all the way up to the the final. But in this final, there is one guy that is attempting to come back from 3 down to equalize in a nick of very little time. Kenneth Odong will want to put the yellows to the respective center pockets on the right and left of your screen respectively. The black, I'm not so sure it has a clear passage to the corner pocket on the bottom left, because I can see there is a red right in front of it. And yes, Mr. Moses Omara has just advised me that black can pass. Whether or not it will, I wait to see. Maybe Odong will have to cheat the pocket a little bit, and I'm saying that with the assumption that this yellow is being potted with ease. There we are. He is observing whether the black is passing.
This is the biggest performance.
He looks sure that it will pass. In my opinion, only if he can cheat the pocket, play it a little bit rightwards. He cheats the pocket and wins. Vibrant crowd reaction. Vibrant Kenneth Odong, the guest of honor, the Colonel James Kasule. Does tip Kenneth Odong with a note that is the worth of, if I can count, about $17 US, simply for potting one black. Once again, Kenneth Odong 3 and Ibrahim SEJJEMBA 3. Rest to 9, we have a final.
I believe in IBRA. IBRA SEJJEMBA Nachi. IBRA SEJJEMBA Nachi. IBRA Nachi. Gede maso.
When you add here and here, 596, 419. Once again, folks watching on Facebook and YouTube respectively, kindly don't forget to like the video.
They are resting to 9.
And I want to say that for many matches where I have seen Ibrahim SEJJEMBA playing against a big crowd, he normally underperforms. He started very well, Ibra. He has his own fans, but they could be just around at maximum a third of the guys that are watching this action at the venue. For those that are watching online, I want to believe that he has the lion's share of the fans. But those who are watching online, you guys don't have any influence on what is happening at the venue. The player can feel your vibe only when you are watching at the venue. If you do remember the National Open Championships, the car competition in 2023, the guy who is seated right next to me, Moses Omara, did have a lion's share of the fans when he was playing with Ibrahim SEJJEMBA in the round of last 64. Moses Omara won that match that was so painful to Ibra. Who doesn't remember that money match with Ibra against Sakala, playing against the crowd? Who doesn't remember the many matches that he has been played against Caesar, who is the guy that is supported the most when he's playing in most of the places in Uganda? And well, Caesar knows how to play with a crowd in his favor. It really disturbs Ibra when the crowd are not really supporting him. And I'm not trying to play devil's advocate. Odongo going for a fourth here. 3 reds and a black. All he needs is his calmness, which he already has anyway. Be cool, relaxed. Play the last 3 shots as though it is a training routine. Skill is never an issue. For him, potting is never an issue. When he's having a frame like this one, he's pretty much playing against himself as long as he can avoid any unforced error. So far, it is so good. And while Kenneth Odongo has gotten his timeout, coming back as a real beast, I believe that IBRA needs timeout himself, not only to calm himself down, but also to cool Kenneth Odongo's engine, because it is really boiling and boiling and boiling, as a 4th frame in a row is being won just like the previous 3 by the same player. Kenneth Odongo 4, Ibrahim SEJJEMBA 3.
Waji Konkaja Stars Koino Mutima no Hajra Obusai kuva ku mutima Waji Konkaja Stars Konkaja Stars ya Bramizi Boxi ya here.
How good will Odongo break in frame number 8? Good split of the balls. Seems like a dry break. Yes, it is a dry break advantage. IBRA. I want to have of some 20 seconds to speak to a very, very, very special person for the pool fraternity in Uganda. He is the father of Ugandan pool. He started the professional governing of the sport, started the Pool Association of Uganda, also Uganda's first champion, and the coach that won the first and only All Africa pool title, the one and only legendary Bob Minani. Welcome to Mbarara, sir. Anyway, you are at home. Welcome to the venue.
Thank you very much. I'm real at home. I retired and I'm right at home. I enjoy the people here and I'm here with them. It's very nice to see that they formed an association, and that shows the growth of the game in the country. I'm very obliged.
Now, normally when I speak about you when making these live streams, I could take the whole day. Kindly give us an insight about how far the sport has come from the time it became organized, from the time pool became recognized, from the time pool became played as a game for the very first time in Uganda, up to where it is, and your own influence, just for the world to give you your flowers.
This game has come from a long way because it started in 1986, around towards the end of 1986. Then it was launched in 1987, which was very hard because we had only snooker in Uganda. But then we formed an association which was called Snooker and Billiard Association. It took us a long way to divert from there up to the present time, because that time snooker was the only game that was known here. But after the inauguration, that was around 1996. Then the Pool Association launched and had a national championship whereby it was open and had all sorts of people. You know, we had people from Scotland, America, Canada, all the way. We had it in the Rwenzori Ballroom, which I managed to win, but still it was a yardstick for us to have a real game takeoff. Then from there, we never turned back till today. The game has been growing on and on, and I enjoyed being a champion. I enjoyed being in leadership. I enjoyed being in everything. What I expected or what I wanted is what it is now. So I'm really, really happy to see that the game has grown this far and people are enjoying the game.
And in front of more than 1,000 people watching this match live, and hundreds of thousands that will watch it in the years to come online. I want to thank you for your contribution to the sport. Those of us that are in the sport today are doing what we are doing because there were people like you who gave this sport a foundation. From the bottom of my heart, Bob Minani, thank you very much. Now something about this ongoing match between IBRA and Odongo.
The match between, they are both good players and they are both, they both take their time and they know what they are doing. So out of that, it is the best man to win. I cannot say this and this, but according to the way they are playing their game, it can go either way because they are the type of play, the way they concentrate, the way they are handling the ball, anybody can win. So it's really nice. Only had a small hindrance of the umpire, but it was sorted out, and now things are getting okay. I think it will be fine. The game will be okay because the fans are many. It's not rowdy. People are disciplined. The game is fine. They are enjoying their game.
Now there is a small story you narrated in your speech before the final. You said there were years, especially between 2000 to around 2010, most of the players dominant were from Western Uganda. Then from 2010 to 2020, it was mostly players from Central Uganda. Now you are saying that there is a little bit of Northern Uganda coming up. Do you think now this decade is for Northern Uganda to take the mantle, to lead in terms of the quality players in the country? Because Kenneth Odongo is one of them.
Kenneth Odongo is one of them, and it depends on the grooming of the game from that end. The more they groom players, the better they will become. So the interest and the people from there, if they continue concentrating the way it is, not having only Caesar and Odongo.
By the way, there are quite many, very many talented players. I've gotten a chance to go to Gulu and Kitgum. There are very many.
If there are many talented players, I think they have a better chance because originally in Uganda, they are the best shooters because we know them even as the Arrow Boys. Yeah. Arrow Boys come from there. Yeah. So as far as the shooting of the balls, I think North can do a better thing. Before they divert, they can also have that challenge between themselves and have the game to themselves so that it can shift to that side before it shifts to any other region.
Now, coach, sometimes I call you coach, sometimes I call you champ because you are both. Your final remarks to the people that are watching this match.
When it comes to that, I'm an all-rounder. I'm a founder, the first champion in Uganda. Then I became a coach. Then I trained the umpires. Then I went in administration. All those things. Me, as much as I enjoy the game, whatever you call me, whatever it is, I don't mind as long as I promote the game. So only that I went to the highest rank of being a president, as the only president in Uganda, honorary president. But still, even if you call me a coach, even if you call me a champion, whatever it is, as long as my name is mentioned in the pool circles, the pool fraternity, I'm very happy about it.
Your name is embedded forever in gold, in the name of the sport, in the country, forever and ever and ever. Even your children and great-grandchildren will be proud of you when the sport even grows further from here. Thank you for the time and thank you for the contribution to the sport for all of those decades of years.
Thank you, but you can still go around. If you want to know more about Bob Minani, you can Google my name, Minani Bob. Search Minani Bob. The moment you Google Minani Bob, then it will bring you all the history about Minani. Then you'll enjoy who I am.
Thank you very much, champ.
You're welcome.
How proud I feel. Someone who has been listening to those words from him, you may call him as if he's blowing his own trumpet. Everything he has been speaking is correct in terms of playing, also administration and contribution. He is a giant of sport in this country. We are because he was. That was dedicated to Bob Minani. Back to the match where this young man from Gulu is unexpectedly about to win a 5th frame in a row. Black to the center pocket, and it's in. Believe you me, it is now Kenneth Odongo 5. After going 3 frames down, and IBRA still on 3. First time out to Ibrahim SEJJEMBA in a race to 9. He is 5-3 down. He is coming back to the match, to the table in 2 minutes. Then we shall be resuming the live comment. For now, let us remain enjoying in the chat section.
Odongo, how are you feeling? John is G. Come see Johnny. If you have a money, you have to be the man in the money. Somebody has to be the man in the money. Single Sagari Mapule. Over 9 new blood. Now your money never pocket. If you have a young with the money. Temuri. Now you got a cigar to 90. Whatever is 50% of Sacho. Millions of billion of wax. Tacho was going to put on cross and that you tell me. Enjoy. I got done. What to fix? I even knew about as an sons. I even knew about as an electronic center. Or Indira Muba's pack. Then Ambrose, homeland cleaners. Our masters and government collection. Yeah, man. They are government bakery, stewards. They are in and never in the Banshee, Akosaman, just city and primary school. Everybody. Banshee. Yo. Imex, Akabatia, the Ako Inox, Okabatia Magalanyo. Mama Sika. Kakoza is the biggest empire in the history of Western Uganda. Ghana is. You can full Mama. Bana Odongo ngena kusasete mwei. Stewart machine. Azima. Bambi Lumumba bambi. Nalinda tsokigeza kuru nolema. Bambi Lumumba. Agamba tesula sidi ayagala gas. Sula kolako ayagala gas. Yamai. Badai wabaya kulira apa yakakoze ekyokunywa kudusamalta kakoza apa yafetananywa uno wano bambi abroza abikoze homelight cleaners kakoza bambi kimese. Oh my God, I love that. Netani wali hey Woodfix. Yeah, man. Kakoza to ya kuliko kwa ya manegeze ya Arsenal. Babu jasa na msandi wa Chunks. Bebe. Extra. Yesebo. Atwala mukisandi no. Yesebo. Se ya joka barara. Joka barara. Watch the walonya yiri nyeta. You ain't the day. Kale wait the spade. Erizina. Wait the mutima. Erizina tidanya yeseyaza. Bakaligita emyezi 8 awa ngabanye mwana kuto joka yewe tata wanje akakunda kuzanda matatu ngiyagaragariye tobuka ati nyewe kamba ngenda paka katwa kachoka kukasika nosori ko watinana na mukaga za nebyo tata toka badde ntwala omukisa guno nange kankose chansi eno okusiima abazannyi bonna abavudde e Kampala, abavudde e Port, abavudde e Kasese, Uganda, mwenna basiimira ddala naddala nnyo abaana abavudde e Kampala bonna bayitinga inbox yange nange nayitinga inbox zaabwe nga basaba okujja okuweereza omukolo gwaffe guno gwa MPM ekitiibwa abazanyi ba Kampala mwenna erinnya lya Felix Joka Ambrose akozeeko ono yeyatambuziza ekiro nga so abazanyi mwenna abavudde e Kampala osunga kitaani nange onkoleko toteekayo olukondo gwe mugamba ajja kutereeza bamweta Danny Woodfix bambadde omutwalo Danny Woodfix omuleta wanje tuli nawe omulaiti tuli nawe
okusala kiri mukase ninyenda kumanya izina lyogonosizako enyimba yakawezi oyo wahwaite oyo
azala yalinga mbeyongali anogamuto bamwitani banjiranga okubuuza izina lyawe Deus Kampala yo nayo akola ki tomulangireko okola ki Deus is all away from Kunjiri, is an engineer. He works with water.
Deus oli engineer sewo. Oli engineer. Kubuuza oli engineer. Akanyo ga engineer si engineer. Tumuveeko. Olwa engineer amukanyo. Naye omuntu eyanywedde bbiya wange amuzeewo. Bwe nabadde ndesaawo nze tebanywera bbiya nesirika bino ebintu byakukalubamu UA2 071X bannange tuyambe baagala kuyitawo atudde ku game. All right. Twafunye ababbi ba bbiya bannange bbiya omukubireko amaaso kati bbiya wange abadde wano kati abbiya munywedde
Listen, and I'm going to
And special shout out to you watching on YouTube, the forthcoming member of parliament for Ishaka Bushenyi, not far from where we are, Honorable Nasser Sina. Watching this match, special shout out to you in a very special way. But also shout outs to Bakiki watching on Facebook, Eric Onywere, Kakuru Samuel, as Kenneth Odongo wins a 6th in a row. I want to confess to you, I cannot believe my eyes. I never ever saw this coming. When IBRA went 3 frames up, I thought this match was just going to be similar to the semi-final in which IBRA defeated Dembaba in what was a very one-sided match. I didn't think Odongo would win by 9 frames to 0, like Dembaba lost by 7 frames to 0. But when he went 3 frames down, Kenneth Odongo, I did not think that he was standing a good chance in the match. And I want to tell you and reaffirm to you that every time you see him walking past the camera, going into the crowd, he is receiving money. He is receiving appreciation of entertainment that he's giving this crowd that are in their hundreds at the venue. About 3/4 of them are supporting him.
IBRA 3, ODONGO 6, rose to 9.
He needs 3. IBRA needs 6 out of the remaining 8. Fair break. 1 yellow ball potted. Not a very bad split of the balls. I believe Odong will be going for the Reds. And with only one intention, win a 7th frame in a row. And the dozens of matches that have been streaming involving IBRA, there is one area where I have always critiqued him. One area that the Roxbury management really needs to work on is his ability to play against a crowd. When there is a big crowd supporting against him, it is very predictable that he will not be performing at his very best. It normally gets worse the older the match gets. With a big spin on the white ball, Kenneth Odong closes the table, playing the Reds. 6 Reds on the table, just as are 6 yellows on the table. The Reds look relatively better positioned, especially for the fact that the guy playing the Reds is the guy queuing right now. By the way, he has to be very careful that while frames are coming in his favor, IBRA still has the ability to turn this match on its head and take the victory of Kenneth Odong. Of the 2 players, I fancy IBRA for making a comeback against Odong than I fancy Kenneth Odong making a comeback against IBRA, although Odong is already leading and by making a big comeback. 6 in a row, I can't believe it even as I speak it. The last time I ever saw IBRA losing 6 consecutive frames, I'm trying to remind myself, okay, there was a semi-final of a comp that was organized by the Advanced Talent Agency at Amigos in Kampala. He faced Caleb in the semi-finals. It was race to 7. IBRA led 6-1 and lost the match 7-6. That was 6 frames in a row, which he lost. If I'm not mistaken, also the battle he played with Aiden Joseph in Kampala, leading with 16-12 and then losing the match, if I'm not mistaken, by 21-17. There was a time when he lost 6 frames in a row. Those are the only 2 times I do remember him losing 6 in a row. But for this match, he could lose a 7th in a row and could lose the 7th in a row in the next 1 minute or so. Kenneth Odong now on 2 Reds. One to the corner pocket bottom right, the other to the center pocket on the right, and he could be home and dry with a 7th. I'm not so sure that is the right choice to start with the ball he's playing. Yes, white ball is okay. What he will be doing with the black is what I wait to see. The shot looks neat. From this camera angle, I think he can put it. He may need to cheat the pocket just a little. Doesn't even cheat. By break and finish, the pride of Gulu now leads by 7 frames to 3.
Yes, engineer James, all the way from Nigeria, has sponsored every black.
Please be reminded, guys, that 4 Stars is the chairman of the organizing committee of the Billiards Cafe Double Elimination Championship. It is the next big tournament that is coming up on the continental calendar. The best of African players are going to be gathered in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe. Cash prizes for the top 8 men, cash prizes for the top 8 ladies, and another tournament, a separate one, in the same competition for the masters, that is players over the age of 40. Action coming live your way. I am now certain of 3 streamers, that is Francis Mukwekwe, Q Pixels Photography, Cravo Platinums, Queen Sports Academy, as well as myself. With Break and Finish Live, we are going to be bringing the action live to the comfort of your homes and mobile phones and television sets and computers, laptops, name it. Once again, the date is the 11th up to the 14th of April this year. If you are a player and you are willing to be part of that one, if you are anywhere in Southern Africa, please reach out to Francis Mukwekwe. You may not have his number. You simply have to inbox the Q Pixels Photography Facebook page. And if you are anywhere in Uganda, maybe neighboring countries of Kenya, my WhatsApp number is pinned to this page. Kindly engage it for registration. The fans of Kenneth Odongo are dominating not only at the venue but also in the comment section. Imagine Alois Chikwabila is saying Odongo is too gigantic for IBRA. Maybe gigantic in terms of body size. I am joking. He's playing way better now. But yes, the lady is pretty much deserving. And when I look at IBRA's face on his seat, it is of a player. Maybe he's starting to agree that perhaps I am being outplayed here. If Kenneth Odongo wins this frame and makes it 8, I will just have it in my mind that trying to win 6 frames in a row will be asking for too much for IBRA, most especially against a guy that is shooting this good. Christopher Mtebi, thank you for watching on YouTube. Facebook, Isaac Sikaundi from Facebook must be watching from Zimbabwe. Eric Onywere also watching on Facebook. Moses Bogere Sansta Nachibote Spice Tebiansala is in Dreamland. She's one person I know who likes it when IBRA is not winning for whatever reason. Actually, there are a group of people who have an association of IBRA haters. I want to report them to you on Facebook, led by Spice Tebiansala, Grace Akoyo. Who are the other guys? The guy that calls himself Saint. Dennis Ongoma, I had forgotten him. They must be in Dreamland. I'm sorting out an issue relatively small, and then live commentary shall resume shortly. I am seeing a comment which I'll be forced to read out. It is saying, "It's coming home, bro." That comment is coming from Caesar Chandiga. Why do you think we're having that kind of comments here, Moses Omala? Caesar Chandiga, you've seen him, he's watching on YouTube. He says it's coming home. What is coming home and what is home?
Of course, this title, I can say Odongo is most likely to win, and since Odongo is a brother to him, I'm very sure that he's trying to appreciate him, in other words.
So it's coming home, eh?
Surely, yeah, by the looks.
It's coming home to Roxbury.
No, not Roxbury. Upper Volta, Northern Uganda. Kulu. We are taking it home. That is what I can say.
This guy is wearing a very white smile. (7-3). Odongo up. I'm back in a few.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, it is 7-3, and we are remaining with only 8 minutes to end this game. 8 minutes. 8 minutes, and we finish this game.
Now, from wherever you are watching, most especially if you're supporting IBRA, I have some bad news for you. I can almost confirm that Kenneth ODONGO is champion because this match is supposed to be done in the next 8 minutes. It's timed at, it's race to 9, but in 1.5 hours. We have so far used about 1 hour and 22 minutes. IBRA has 8 minutes to win 5 frames in a row. Very unfortunate, unless something very, very, very magical happens here in the favor of IBRA. Otherwise, this final is done and dusted. I can clearly call Kenneth ODONGO champion of the first edition of the Grand Open Championship of the Ankole Pool Association. While the tournament continues, you can now start saying congratulations, ODONGO. We can enjoy the rest of the 7 minutes. But one thing I know about ODONGO, he likes winning outright. He had that same situation in the match against Kasozi. He chose to go for the frame, to go for the match. Even now that the time is heavily in his favor, restricting his opponent to winning no frame out of the last 8, he's still going for the match. 6 minutes to go. Kenneth ODONGO 8, Ibrahim SEJJEMBA 3.
It is 8-3. Cleansing.
And I know that many of you are watching this game, especially those of you who are watching from lots of anticipation. Special shout out to you who are watching from Hulu and Kitgum, which are the places where Kenneth ODONGO is most famous and popular. Listen to the chant of the ODONGO crowd here. In Uganda, I just had a moment to let you listen to that. Pool is a fun sport, and I don't know anywhere in the world where fans are so crazy about this sport like this part of the country. In fact, pool is ranked the second most popular sport after football in terms of the number of fans who normally support the sport in different areas of the country. But also the National Council of Sport ranks pool as the most played sport in the country. But that's quite obvious. There is at least a pool table in each and every trading center in the country. You normally watch these live streams and you normally watch these events where there are fans. Most of them are in different places scattered from each other. Where we are, it is 297 kilometers west of Kampala. Next weekend, it will be another tournament, 400 kilometers mid-west of Kampala in Fort Portal. The following weekend, this is another tournament over 400 kilometers north of Kampala. In all those places, this sport has crazy fans. That's why I think Uganda is now the leading hub for pool on the African continent. I'm not saying that because I'm Ugandan, but the passion here is way too much. That's why you are seeing it is comp after comp after comp in Uganda. The reason why nowadays when you mention some of the fondest African countries in terms of the number of quality players in which they have, it is not just about South Africa. Nowadays, not only just about Zambia or Morocco or name it. It is also about Uganda. It is about Zimbabwe, by the way. A lot of good work is happening in Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Kenya, Malawi, Botswana, Eswatini, amongst other countries. As in the remaining nick of time, Kenneth Odongo needs to win 1 frame. And I believe maybe in his heart of hearts, he will want to win this final outright for the victory to be declared not on time, but with him notching in a 9th black in the competition. IBRA being given a test of his own medicine. If you remember the tournament on the 1st of January this year, the KV Pool Arena, beginning of year championship, he faced Zambia's Kelvin Mkando in the final, and IBRA led 10-0 in a race to 11 before Kelvin won and IBRA sealed the deal 11-1. Today it is his turn. Having led 3-0, he has just lost 8 frames in a row. Even when he had timeout of 5 minutes, it did not matter to Kenneth Odongo because he remained winning and winning and winning. He gets to snooker IBRA partially. He can only see a little part of his red. Probably he's playing his last shot in the match. He gets to pot, one of the better pots of the day. A little bit of luck involved. Also a little bit of genius in the same. You'll probably want to play combination shot or pass the red in between the jaw of the cushion of the pocket and the black. Look at this. He does that. At least even in a losing effort, and I'm saying that because he has already lost this final, you get to see flashes of his brilliance. IBRA 4, Odongo 8.
It is now 4-8 and it is 1 minute to go.
Another update, 60 seconds to go. Congratulations, Odongo.
Yes, they will have a kafuba. One or in the motor, when they could be an India kafuba, or Wakandi, as I want to put out to Kudamanova, Nanoma, Emma, are in the pool arena opposite Baguma restaurant. But it's a rolling stone.
And in these remaining seconds, I just want to thank you for tuning into these games for the last 2 days, including today, allowing me to be part of your journey as a pool fan. The frame is done, the final is done, the tournament is done. Final score has ended in heavy favor of Kenneth Odongo, winning by 8 frames to 3.
Let's stand here, and we have our president. You know what? Odongo. Hey! We are going to award these people. Let me have all the quarterfinalists up to the champion.
Congratulations, Odongo. That was quite a performance. Thank you, thank you. Where do you rank this tournament among your favorite ever wins? You won Grand Open, you won the Holy Cup Under 23, then this equal, which you covered so many kilometers. For which one is your favorite tournament of all of them?
Actually, this is my favorite tournament. Reason being, it has been a while for me winning any tournament.
A tournament like this one?
Yeah, like
you
this one.
won that weekly compact Amigos last year, but that one was only 32-man comp. This time, 100 players, including all of Uganda's best players, and you've just beaten them all.
Yeah, sure. I just appreciate myself for being so disciplined to myself because, as I tell you, it was really not easy for me. I couldn't even expect myself winning this game, but out of the blue, let me say God brought me back into the game, and I'm really so grateful.
You were down by 3 frames to nil in the final. Then you went for time out, you came back and won 8 straight. What was your motivation winning 8 straight? I thought you were going to lose maybe like the Babalos to IBRA in the semi-finals by a big margin. But when you come back, you won everything, they are putting everything. What really inspired you, especially from the time out?
Actually, I started playing when I was a bit shaky, but I realized to myself it's all about patience and calmness. So I brought myself calm, and I brought to the win.
You've had close to 1,500 people watching this live on Facebook and YouTube combined, many of them from a special place to you, that is the cities of Gulu and Atkum. Just a word to them, and then that will be it for the day.
I just want to thank all of you guys watching the game. Thank you for granting us your time. Thank you for always being with us. Continue supporting us. We shall always give you your laser time as far as we can.
Congratulations, Champ. I know it's going to be a sweet journey back to Kampala. Finally, his decision to leave Gulu, become resident in Kampala, has paid off. He is now one of the champions. Congratulations, Kenneth Odongo. A very tough fight from IBRA. It wasn't his day. He has been bettered by Odongo on the day. I thank you for being a very wonderful audience. May the Almighty God bless you and good night.
Anyone to your fans? Odongo, let's come. Members, members, let's just one second. This is a guy who can play all the time without freaking saying anyone. In 1 or 2 words, just appreciate you are qualified. Yes. In one second, in 1 minute, he might not get time to give speech, but I just want to give him a microphone to thank his fans.